Police chief selling, well, drugs, was escorted out of City Hall for allegedly being a trap star. I don't know. Okay, let's put it up. This is so insane. And let me tell you why. This is the third police officer and the second police chief that we've reported on who has been accused of being a prolific trafficker of drugs. Greensburg, Pennsylvania. The police chief you're looking at right there, his name is Shawn Denning, 41 years of age, is now facing several federal drug charges after he was escorted out of City Hall Tuesday morning by DEA agents and taken into custody. The Marine veteran joined the Greensburg police in 2008 after serving with the NYPD and a department in Manor Borough. He quickly rose through the ranks and was promoted to chief quickly last March. All right, so the case is being investigated by both the DEA and the FBI. Denning is charged with 2 counts of aiding and abetting the distribution of cocaine and 3 counts of aiding and abetting the distribution of meth, according to a complaint filed in federal court in Pittsburgh by the DEA. Denning is also charged with conspiring to distribute controlled drugs. The complaint alleges that Chief Denning facilitated the acquisition of cocaine and methamphetamine by a confidential informant multiple times from June 2021 to October 2022. The drugs were from California and Arizona, then delivered to the confidential informant through the US mail, according to the complaint. The indictment said Chief Denning connected the CI, confidential informant, and others with drug suppliers and sent menus and prices of product to the confidential informant. This is an organized scheme. At one point, Chief Denning also allegedly gave the confidential informant cornhole bags when the CI lost money on a drug deal with someone Denning allegedly vouched for. Denning has already made an initial court appearance and he is free on a $250,000 unsecured bond that requires he have no weapons at his home and surrender his passport according to court records. He was ordered to have a mental health evaluation. If convicted, the chief faces a maximum sentence of 20 years in prison, a $1 million fine, or both. All right, let's put up a picture of the mayor, okay? So in a statement, the Greensburg mayor, Robert Bell, did in fact confirm this did happen to Denning, and Denning is no longer employed by the city, and that was basically it. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about this openly. What in the hell is going on with police officers selling narcotics? And not just everyday cops. We've reported on multiple officers who either A, had rank, or B, were the chief of police. Now, how does that work in a department? How does that go down? Is it even feasible to believe that a chief or a police officer can have this kind of massive distribution network, sophisticated operation, organized scheme, coordinated drug affiliates without one other cop being aware? Let me pose a what if to you. And I'm saying what if now because these stories are happening too many times. What if there is a wink and a nod from other jurisdictions? What if there is a more coordinated scheme among members of law enforcement? What if we're just at the tip of the iceberg here? All right, Ms. Dahl, you have your legal mind here, okay? This is not a backdoor drug deal. They were involved in a sophisticated plot that obviously was sustainable and effective. at doing what they wanted to do, creating a distribution network for cocaine. What are your thoughts about this? Do you think the chief acted by himself?
That obviously, I don't know. I mean, I think it is possible. When you are somebody at that level, the amount of knowledge you have about where you're sending your police officers, where they're going to be surveilling, where the cameras are, is extensive. I don't think it would be that hard to hide something like this. And I think it's astounding actually that he was caught and that a few of them have been caught. And it's interesting that it's federal charges, right? And that's actually a good thing because obviously a police chief is going to know very well the local DA because they have to work a lot on their cases. And not saying that the local DA, condones this or anything like that. I'm not saying that whatsoever. But it being a federal crime, it completely takes it away from the local jurisdiction, which I think is very protective and important in these kind of situations because there are contacts. And like you said, who knows, right? Who knows how involved somebody is? We just had in LA the city council member who took a bribe, right, for some sort of development deal. And unfortunately, I think that, money corrupts, power corrupts, and there is this temptation by people who have like this, an ability to hide something like this is probably so easy for a police chief. And like I said, I'm just amazed that they caught him, to be quite honest.
I mean, it's an interesting saga. My mind starts wondering, well, at what point in his law enforcement career did he start selling drugs, right? And was this something that he just carried with him for years, or did he just start it while he was chief? Naturally, these details should come out during the trial.